Derpy Moose 99 here with an episode of Banished, megamod 8 with a Jack and Jill start. This is episode 4. Been looking around here. I think what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do here is get a school going. I've been debating back and forth on this one, but I think when this person here and this person here get together, then we'll have say a 4-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old. That might be a good time to put a mini school in. So I think that's something that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do tiny school because at this point I don't think there's any reason for anything bigger. And the other thing I want to noodle around with too is, this is really kind of bugging me that this workshop is our only source of tools, and its choices are, sorry, just clear some of these out of here, are either iron tools, stone, or wood. And right now we're choosing the stone tools, is using up a lot of stone, and stone's our limiting factor. Now we could use logs, but that's not really going to get us too far, and the idea of using wooden tools just doesn't seem right to me. So I'm also going to mess around, maybe get some, like a small furnace fuel going. And I was looking through things here. Now megamod's got a million things, but I found something. This guy, the village blacksmith. Now I thought that looked kind of cool, but we need to start the chain of furnace fuel and then ore and stuff like that. Or sorry, refining ore, iron ore into iron. So let's lay in. We'll use a small one here. So this is going to be a small fuel refinery. And typically I like using those with charcoal, but our labor supply is not huge, so I think we'll start off with a little bit of firewood. And I think there's an industrial fuel stockpile, yeah. Alright, so those are the things we'll start off building here. And I notice our tools are 11, so just keep an eye on that. We'll have to probably build a few more. Okay, and I think once this sort of marriage is complete, we'll close all these and free up the interface a little bit. And we're also hoping for the trader. Now I can't remember which direction the traders come from, so they either come from over here, nothing there, or from down below, but I'll just have to be patient, I guess. Oh, there's a baby, great. Okay, and I think this was full. Yeah, we have 625 firewood there, so 2,500 units of purchasing power. But of course our capability to backfill that's not great at the moment. Alright, there's our successful marriage. And close those up. So keep this one open. Yeah, you know what? Now that we've freed everything up, I think I need to go back to my usual favorite here. I know this takes up a big chunk of the interface, but I find it certainly at a glance you can see what everybody's doing. Okay. Now, food's okay. Oh, here we have a trader. Awesome. Alright, what did you bring us? Parsnips and tortilla bread. General goods merchant. Alright, well, let's get 240 parsnips just for diet variety. And what can we order here? Now, I don't want to order seeds because that'll cost way too much. Nut bread sounds like fun. Alright, eggs, domesticated animals. And can we order rice? Rice would be good. Just an amazing variety here in megamod. Oh, scrolling down. Okay, that should be good. Every visit. Alright, cool. So hopefully they'll come back fairly quick with rice. Now, if they do, I think maybe what we should do, let's put a rice farm here just on the river. Now, the reason for this is if they bring some rice, it's an edible product, obviously, and we need 100 rice to actually build a rice planter. And that starts our sort of chain of rice production, that once we have rice being produced, then we can build out onto the lake and build a, like a series of rice farms or something, either here or on the other lake down here. But if we don't build this guy, then as sort of a placeholder, then people will just eat the rice and we'll be left with nothing to build future planters. So we'll just put that there for now. Okay, we got logs and we got stone, and we're not building anything. Now we have to be careful with the stone because we're having to go further and further afield to collect it. And get some via the trader, but I'm sure that's going to be pretty slow for quite a while. Oh, there's the school starting. Okay, just pause for a minute. Let's run the houses. Okay, 9. Okay, we're about to have somebody there. And we're okay for workers and laborers for the moment. So let's actually start the school. So there we go. School is in session. A few months probably before we have a student. Oh, we're out of tools. Wonderful. Okay, that's going to use up a chunk of our stone, but it's probably better than everybody dying, so we'll do that. And the other thing we want to get going here is our fuel. Okay, the firewood's coming up nicely to 875. Logs are doing okay. And our planting's really looking good here, so barn's a third full, that's 22%. Food's okay. You know, I built this but never did look at the graph, so let's have a quick look at our 10-year food graph and our 5-year. Okay. not really too indicative right now because we have lots of room to play with. We could put 3 more in the gatherer's hut and 1 more in the hunter, or 2 actually technically. If we look at our production, yeah, we're producing currently more than we need, so that's okay. And inventory wise, 24 leather. We can make some coats if we need them, which we might. Alright, let's build some tools there. Of course, the person making tools doesn't have tools, so this is how the death spiral can start, but we're in a good place. We have lots of food, lots of firewood. Won't be a problem, we'll survive this one. You know, unless a tornado lands on the town or something. Only 1 trader so far, that's a bit disappointing. Okay, I'm gonna need the fuel. I want to think about where we want to actually build that blacksmith. Now I do want to, I think maybe put a couple more log cabins in here and maybe a few over there. So let's look, go back in and find that guy. Never used this one before, village blacksmith. Now that's a lot of stone. I think we want to be careful too because we might want that. Let's put it here. I'm going to look at this as temporary. A lot of this stuff as we scale up, we'll cut back and leave this out and put the full-size units in. So how's our workshop doing here? We've got 10 tools in stock. We've produced 18. Let's let that run a little while longer. Now I think we'll pause that village blacksmith for the moment. Let's get our fuel going, build a little stock up. Okay, our rice planter is ready for some rice to show up. So it's right here. So we do actually, if we get 100 rice and we build that, might actually operate it. It'll give us grain, which is a, you know, part of a balanced diet, or a grain I should say. Have to watch though, these things can produce a fair amount, so. Alright guys. I guess the stone's taking a while because where we got it from is fairly far away from the operations here. So let's build some unnecessary but future roads. Give our builder something to do while they're waiting. One thing we could do here is we're not cutting in the forestry node, so we could actually take that out for now. Give us an extra laborer. And we're up to 2 students now. Alright, there and there. Alright, we have a 14-year-old, so they typically graduate if they're close to school 15 or 16. So we're gonna need a new house shortly. Oh, here's a trader, awesome. Mango. Okay, let's get 240 mango. It's always good to have fruit in your diet. Now, do we want to order anything? Already ordered eggs and rice and stuff. Why don't we just let the food merchant surprise us? Well, we're at our 1200 firewood limit. Why don't we just bump that up? So 625 twice is 1250. We go 1300, and if we can keep that, that gives us enough for one trade, and then a backfill into the trader without zeroing out our stock. So let's bump lumber down to about 200. Oh, maybe 3. Okay, we got 20 tools. Let's switch over to coats. And there's our fuel refinery. Now we can make furnace fuel. Alright, firewood obviously for now. And let's just make 100. Not sure this stockpile can hold that, I'm sure. Alright, I'm just going to put that there to remind me. Now we're down to 21 stone, and this blacksmith was 55 stone and 13 iron. So obviously we need to make iron as our next step here. Small iron smelter. Oop, actually that'll go right there. Why don't we do that? Okay, let's have a look if we need that log cabin yet. Okay, very shortly we're going to need another cabin too. So I'm going to put that there, just to keep an eye on it. But I think we should lay that in. I need to put it there. Now usually I would clear this out and put it in there, but we have 4 houses in there for now. And even though I said we're going to do 3 here, I think what I'm going to do is let's put an actual iron stockpile in there. Now this is all on the basis of temporary, although that'll probably be years, but let's have a little cluster here, and then we have, you know, potentially 4 workers that we can assign to all these different places dynamically. Although the trader and the teacher should be permanent assignments. Now one thing about the Jack and Jill start is you run, or at least the way I played it was you run really close to the edge here, so you're always desperate for more workers. You usually have only 1 of something when you want 4, so I actually find this kind of fun, balancing all the requirements and going back and forth. I guess if you're a micromanager, it's a micromanager's dream. But I like management games like this one. Okay, student is 16 now. That's... Oops. Somebody died of old age. That's kind of sad. Now we pulled our forester out. And we have 2 woodcutters. So let's pull 1 woodcutter out. Have to remember that one. We don't want to... But we've got a really good supply of firewood right now, and our trading dock is full, so... Now something we can always do in an emergency too is just zero out the trading dock, and it'll put the firewood back into circulation, so... Now we're probably going to have to designate some more stone. Yeah, we're getting pretty far afield. Almost 17 years old, okay. Now that's in this cabin here, and the school's there. It's not that far to walk, so it shouldn't be much longer. The length of time they're in school all depends on how far they walk to the school. So if they have to walk all the way across the map, they're going to be in school until they're in their 20s kind of thing. So you want to manage how close your schools are to your houses. This should be fine though. Okay, how is our furnace fuel? Up here we've got 88. That's pretty cool. And I think we set, 100. So why don't we make that 200 just for giggles? Then we'll pull that one out. Okay. Our student has turned into a blacksmith, so as soon as our smelter's finished here, we'll prioritize that. Alright, let's build a cabin. And let's have a quick look at the smelter. So iron ore plus furnace fuel equals iron. 200 limit, probably won't reach it, but we have 104 fuel. 2 builders and a laborer. And this is only 13 iron, okay. So why don't let's pull out our fuel refinery person and make a little bit. Well, why don't we actually put that person in there and blow through all our furnace fuel. See how much iron. It should be 1-to-1 from that, I think. So that should give us 100 or so, 104 iron. Okay, log cabin's finally going up. Alright, move in. Come on, move, move, move. Hello, there you go. Alright, let's have a quick look at everybody else here. There's a 14-year-old. So this was 18 roughly. Okay, we have a few more years. Now this stockpile, let's get that prioritized. And let's build a road out that way. Alright, we have a trader. Glass. Can't use that right now, sorry. But this is a resource trader, so let's go building supply. Iron, stone, and log. Yep, there we visit. Alright, thanks. Okay, down to 2 tools again. This is really bugging me. We gotta get some iron going. Now this blacksmith is going to be expensive as far as stone goes. But that'll get us out of the stone tool into iron tools, which will be good. Alright, now we've got some iron coming through. Oh no, Empty the gatherer ate some poisonous berries and died. That makes me very sad. Can't afford anybody to do stuff like that. Okay, logs are still good, firewood's good, tools are coming up. Stone is the issue. Now we might have to actually build a small quarry. Kind of hurts me to do that because they're so inefficient, but... Alright, somebody graduated out of school. Okay, we have a 17-year-old student there. Okay, there's our graduate. Okay, our workshop is out of stone. Oh yeah, okay, so we have... These are blacksmiths as well, so I have to remember to shut off the buildings now. The fueler is a separate one, but... Okay, that should be enough for the building. Yeah, it's going to be all about getting the stone here. Yeah, is there any more stone we can scoop over here? Yep, getting a bit dicey. It'd be nice if we get a trader to bring us a chunk of stone. Alright, let's have a look at tiny quarry, 16 logs and 4 stone. Yeah, the only thing I don't know is if we can delete those after. So we might want to be careful placing this, not think of it as temporary. I thought I saw a trader coming, but maybe I was seeing things. Alright. I would like to get this blacksmith built, but... Now, if we were going to put a quarry in... So if we look at our sacred circles here... So I kind of want to keep the small stream or river, whatever you want to call it, open for... excuse me, water-specific things. But we could sneak a quarry in down here. I think what we want to do is... Over time we're going to build a road down into this lake. So a quarry there, houses here. That's not a terrible idea. Alright, so this is at a bit of an angle. So I'm just going to noodle around here. Let's just say 1 day. So that's some stockpiles. So if we were going to do small quarry, I'm thinking this is going to be necessary, so 5 wide, okay. Let's go 5 by 5 then. Why don't you have a tool? Because we're out of tools again. You know, I hate to do this, but we're going to go wooden tools. That just goes against the grain, but that's what we're going to do. Although, it says he who just made some iron. Let's go iron tools with this guy. Okay, I don't want this to operate too much longer. I want to shut it down and get the land reclaimed for our forest mill, but we'll do that. Kind of a dirt, but there you go. Alright, I want to see what this thing... Alright, just looking at the time here. Let's see when our village blacksmith comes up. Oh, another trader. Chickens, ooh. We could buy 6 chickens. I think that's kind of cool. And we've got the firewood, so let's do that. So let's become chicken farmers. So why don't we... Okay, let's pretend we're going to expand out this way with houses. Okay, let's clear out this stockpile, and then we'll get a pasture going in there. And we probably should put somebody back in there. Our iron's coming out. Yeah, I think let's make a little more furnace fuel. Okay, village blacksmith. Let's see what our recipes are. Log and iron for 1 to 2 tools. Log iron and coal for steel. Harden is log iron and 2 coal. Oh, interesting. This guy also makes hunting gear and fishing gear, which I haven't used before, so we can play with that as well. Okay, so let's turn this guy on iron tools. Let's stop this guy. It looks kind of cool too. Now, do you have any internal roads? Okay, we'll try that with country roads. Oh, it's even got the sign blacksmith. That's pretty cool. Now, we don't really have a close by barn, do we? I'm going to be taking those tools all the way over here. Well, I guess we'll just live with that for the moment. Okay, we've got our smelter going, our furnace fuel going. Let's have a quick look at our housing now. We're way behind in houses. Alright, so we need another house there. Okay, so that's a boy. That's a boy. And that's a boy. We're 3 houses behind. Wow. Okay, and our food is falling quite quickly here. So we're going to slam a gatherer in for the moment. Actually, let's take our fuel out. Go to 3 gatherers, get that food back. And how much lumber did we made some lumber earlier, 72. Okay, but we don't have a lot of stone, so I was thinking salt box houses, but with no stone that's not going to work out, so okay, so what we're going to do is we'll put 2 log cabins here, and we'll put a log cabin over here. No, I think 1 salt box house. Nope, don't have enough. Okay, let's just get ourselves out of the housing crisis here. And then we'll call that an episode. Okay, trading post has got our 625. Let's take this out for 1 additional. Alright, I'm just going to run back through the houses, make sure I wasn't seeing things here. 1 there, 1 there. 1. Soon to be another 1. Wow. 3 soon to be 4. Okay, good news from the growth front. Bad news from the paying attention front. Alright, just looking at our time here, I think I'm going to call that episode 4. And we'll pick this up where we left off with our housing crisis, our stone crisis, and a crisis of paying attention, I guess. Derpy Moose 99 here with episode 4 of Banished with megamod 8 on a Jack and Jill start. Thank you very much.